Okay, here we go. All right, guys, what's going on? How are you today? We're about to go live on the channel, so my YouTube channel, but I'm gonna do a little bit of something for TikTok too. So let me go here and go to my thing here, so we'll make sure that we're on all of our pictures that we're gonna do today. All right, so here go the live stream pictures here. I'll just pick this one out right here. Okay. These pictures up here. We're about to get kicked off, guys. Give me just a minute. All right. Okay, so let me go ahead and start with my... Give me just a second, guys. All right, guys. Welcome to the live stream. How are you today? Let me just go in here and do this real quick so I don't get no double feedback. All right, so welcome to the live stream. My name is Harry. So glad to have you guys here this morning. It is super awesome. Another great Tuesday. I'm sorry, guys, that I was unable to stream on Saturday as I normally do, but I was blessed with an event that day, and of course, you know, the Rouser has to pay the bills sometimes, so that's really what's going on. All right, so what we're going to do today, guys, we're just going to be drawing a series of faces. Today we're going to be drawing people with glasses. Okay, so I have a playlist of faces that I want. Also, guys, you can make requests while we are doing the stream, and then request or buy a donation. Thank you so much if you want me to draw somebody in particular or specific for you. Okay, all right, so first thing we want to do is we kind of want to warm up. So before we get started, I like to just start off by warming up by drawing basic shapes here. So I have some up here that we can use. We can just draw just some shapes, just to kind of get our hand warmed up. Maybe some circles, maybe some ovals, right? Maybe we can draw some triangles right here, right? Let me see here. Let's get a little bit of this music here. All right. All right, let me see here. Then we're going to get some hearts over here, right? Maybe we can draw us a pentagon. These are the excuse me. This is the meat and potatoes of my caricatures. So I like to get them in my head before I start drawing, okay? Because if you look at these are all already pretty much heads, right? If we do like this, right? Look at these shapes here. What shape is this? This is called a heptagon, right? And look at that shape right there for a head. That's an awesome shape. Look, we could do a big muscle man, something like that, right? We can do some square heads here. If you got a square head, no problem. We can still accommodate you. You got a rectangle head? No problem. We can accommodate you. All right? So we just, again, you guys, just get your pencil out and let's do this just for a few minutes. It's important that you warm your hand up first before you don't want to just jump in and start drawing, right? So basically, I'm just going to kind of turn these all into little heads. I'm giving them some ears at different locations, just different ones. Just make up some different characters. All right? Let me see. Maybe this, I don't know what this character was. Let's do like, I'm just give them some ears here. Let me see. Maybe this one will be kind of turned to the side over here, right? Maybe the ears are over here on this one, right? Right. Whatever, right? So you can see how we can make really cool little cartoon drawings just off of these basic shapes. So this is what we're going to kind of be doing with her. Let me just see if I can put some glasses on these guys just as a warm-up. We're not doing them yet, but we're just picking out, you know, some glasses, see what we can do with them, right? So we're just going to roll with it. Okay. All right. It's pretty nice right there. Let me see what kind. We got some. Let's get some skinny glasses on this guy over here. All right. Do 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 do. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So almost got it, guys. And this is our last pair. Or just do something like this. I don't know what they are. But this is in essence what we're going to be doing today. Okay. So I think we spent quite a bit of time working out. Okay. Hey, what's going on, Eva? How are you today? Welcome to the stream. What's going on, everybody on TikTok? If you guys want to take classes with me, I do caricature classes. So you can go to Rouser World. Right? Rouser World, you're already there. .com, right? .com /classes, right? You can go there, you can learn to draw caricature. All right, so we are ready to go, guys. Let's jump right in, okay? So 30 to 10:30. 10:30. 10:45. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So for this first character right here, I don't know what kind of pencil I'm going to use here. Let's do it. Okay. I'm going to start with her basic head shape here. Right. She has a nice wide head shape. I want to maintain a lot of roundness on her head shape. You know, just like that. Put a little ear shape over here. Okay. I really like the hairdo. He has very nouveau. Right? Very nouveau. Real nice, right? She's classy. She looks like an executive, right? Especially with the glasses on, right? All right, so this is what I'm gonna do here. I'm just gonna do something. I'll put a little neck shape here, right? And we don't really need the hand in there. This is all about the face anyway. Okay? So I try not to put too many lines in my head shape. Now once I get to the glasses, because these are dark colored glasses and I'm using black and white, what I want to first do, I'm going to establish some emotion in my picture first. Okay, let's establish some emotions. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the nose in there. So I'm just going to use one little shape for my nose because it's like a little buttony nose. I don't need all those nostrils and stuff. And I'm going to give her a little bit of a pucker. She has real full lips, right? Just a little bit, right? All right, now we're at the glasses right now, right? So we're going to let me see here. What I'll do here with the glasses, I'll go ahead and I usually try to get my brim line here. So I'll do something like this. Okay. I can cover all this up in the flat. Nobody will know I did that, right? So this is just one way I do it. Especially, like I said, black and white. And really nobody cares. I mean, if lines happen to overlap sometimes, it doesn't matter. You can get away with it. I'm go with a lighter line off on the inside of this here. And I'm still warming up, so if this is not perfect, guys, please forgive me, right? All right, let me see here. Now I'm going to do some eye shapes here. So I like to just go ahead and put my outside eye there first, like this, so I can figure out what I want to do first, right there. You see? And then you just come around with it like this. All right, and then we'll add some eyelashes here. Okay. Alright. And then we'll just add some lashes underneath there. Something like this. Okay. And let's see, these eyebrows. Just gonna kinda glamour shot them in. I have a very glamour shot type of caricature style. Every caricature has a different one. So you'll almost never see me get into the really insulting caricatures, because I myself would not. I don't want to be insulted, so I will not. I will not insult anyone else, right? You know what I'm saying? I won't do it. All right. So now that we have the meat and potatoes of our caricature down, I'm just gonna blow this up just a little bit because I don't know if I can see you guys' comments down here. Let me see. All right. What's going on over there on TikTok, man? I see you guys. Everybody's showing up. Hey, man, look, also stickers are welcome. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Just like to sit around and watch people draw, right? Okay, let me see. So I'm going to just add some shadows with my gray. A lot of my caricatures work off of the shading in combination with the line work, because sometimes, most of the times, I'm using Sharpies to do my mark. Today I'm experimenting with this. This is a brush tip marker. It's actually made for t-shirts or something like that, but I decided to use it for unintended purposes, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and add some more shadows here. All right. And then we're going to add a shadow to the other side of the nose here. I think that looks great. Let's go ahead and do some to the eyebrows here. And then you see the picture will start coming toward us here shortly. So now, just real quick, guys, I want to get out a piece here. Nobody will say. Okay, so I got a crayon here. So we're going to use this crayon. I bought these. Actually, I'm going to tell you what happened with these. The story with these markers, these crayons here, is that I couldn't find the Crayola ones. So I need big markers because I have big hands. And plus, I got tired. Sometimes you would see me do a marker with this, but sometimes those markers, those big markers at $4 or $5 a shot, they get very expensive to just be practicing with. So I use those for specific things. If I'm doing a large crowd, a lot of people, I usually just convert to my crayons and keep the other markers now just for like when people order stuff online because of how expensive it is. So here I'm just coloring in the hair, and you can see here again how it didn't really matter that I overlap those lines like that, right? Here I'll just start coloring things in, right? Give my glasses a little bit of, right? And then we'll shadow this in over here. Okay, there we go. All right. So that's pretty much how I would draw this one with the glasses on. Okay. Again, guys, don't forget, if your tips are appreciated. If you wish to tip, tips are appreciated. You can tip. Got Cash App, $Rouser World. Tips are super appreciated, guys. Thank you a lot. All right. Let me see here. Oh, But let's go to our next picture real quick. So we're going to kind of keep it switched up. No, cancel. We're going to kind of keep it switched up. So I got another one here. I'm gonna go with this guy right here. Okay. I know his face is a little bit covered up because I got this screen here, but I'm trying to be able to see you guys. Okay, so we're gonna do this picture right here. This is a little bit of a 3/4 view. Okay. And feel free, guys, if you have any questions about what I'm doing and stuff like that, you can. Don't hesitate to go ahead and put those questions out there. Now, this one I'm gonna do with a Sharpie. Okay. Now, the reason that I find that this point doesn't bend as much as the other one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try it with that one. Okay. I'm gonna go with my nose shape. So first I'm gonna go with you know what I like? I'm thinking here. I'm gonna go with a kind of a blocky kind of a nose like this, so that I can put the glasses right on top. See, you can tell I feel a lot more comfortable with this marker, and it's really up to you to find the one that's comfortable for you, right? So here goes the glasses here. So this one I'm starting with the glasses first. And if you do it this way, then you won't run. Sometimes you won't have the overlapping of lines. But again, nobody really cares about that. That's like, you know what I mean? Let's see here. There we go. Okay. Let me see here. Let me see here. I'm not going to even color those in yet. I'm going to take the shortcut. I like to keep everything in mass, like a how can I put it, I like to keep my shapes basic, not a lot of like sketching lines in between. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me see here. I guess what I can do here, I can bring this out. I could have bring those glasses out a little bit more than I did, but it's okay. I think I can still pull it off. Okay, so again, I want a full shape here, because they work better for cartoons when you have the full shapes. You see what I'm saying? Like that. Okay, that forehead shape. I'm gonna make it kind of go back real short. I'm gonna foreshorten it. Get that widow's peak in there. Okay, I don't want a heavy line back here, so I'm just gonna go back here. Again, I'm not gonna do too much breaking of my line, because that's gonna cause a lot of distractions that I don't want. Caricature is a lot about how well you can put the attention where you want it. Right? This guy, something about this guy reminds me of Ed Reed. You ever remember Ed Reed from the Baltimore Ravens? Don't he kind of remind me? He kind of, maybe it's the haircut or something. Right? There we go. Okay. Let's go ahead and just kind of shadow these in a bit. Boom. Glasses over there. See right here, I could have bought those out a little bit more. I still might be able to just offset it. Yeah, you see something right there needed to be offset. It don't matter about this part, because I can come over here and I can just do something like this, right? And then it'll give me like a 3D kind of an image on there. Okay, let me see here. Alright, and then we're going to have this little gray piece here in the front. Alright, and then we'll add our alright, yeah, awesome. Okay, so Ed Reed and D.L. Hughley mixed together. Yeah, it kind of looked like that. That's yeah, that's funny. What's going on, Oak Art? How are you today, man? All right, let's see. All right. Yeah, hopefully I'm probably I actually went to work yesterday. I had an opportunity to draw a couple of pictures of family yesterday. Really nice family, man. I was like, man. And but anyway, I think I'm gonna go today again. I normally don't go to work during the beginning of the week because, you know, caricature artists, we work when people are off. So it's a lot of I don't get to have fun like everybody else has on the weekend. I have to go to work on the weekend, right? Yeah. All right. Let me see here. Okay. Now, what we're going to do next is the hair. So again, for the hair, I'm going to get me a big old, I'm going to call it, we're going to call it the Stantinol. That's what it's called, the Stantinol. It's a big crayon, right? And man, these are super awesome. Again, cover a lot of space real quick. So I can just do something like this right here and leave that little space in there like this. That little part in the front, that's the Ed Reed. Yes. The Black Doctor Strange, right? Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. Let me see here. Okay, let's go down here. Again, we don't want nothing too busy going on here. You can just do like this on this, right? Okay, down here we gotta be tricky. We gotta get this piece right here. That's gonna be kind of like up there. So he has like a little spot in his beard here. And I'll just do like this in the middle of it, right? It's like here, right there. And we'll come over here, hit this with a light shadow, right? And let me see here. Now we're gonna do our glasses here. Boom, boom. Okay, just like that. And cross here like this. Oh yeah, a little bit of dark here. Okay. And man, you know what? I think that's it. I don't think I could do anything else to that. Only thing I could do now is sign the work, right? All right, so let me just sign with my crayon, right? And that is cartoon number 2, guys. So again, today I'm just running through and practicing up on how to draw the caricatures with the glasses on. Okay, so I did it with 2 different approaches. The first approach you'll see here, and when I drew her, was I took her glasses and I drew the head shape first and then kind of superimposed the glasses. This is like, you know, really my bread and butter way, because I really don't care about overlapping lines again in my pictures. It doesn't matter, because who cares, right? And then this one, I approached it differently, and I went with the glasses first and then built to the outside. Only advantage to starting either or way for me is that sometimes when I start with the middle of the face first, I'm not sure how big the caricature is going to be. You know what I mean? I try to gauge it. This one here, I luckily landed it in the whole page. But this one right here, you can see how you can really control the size of the head. All right, so let me see here. So I'm going to go to my next picture real quick. All right, so we did this guy, we did her. I like this picture right here. This is a pretty cool one. And it's at a different angle. So I'm gonna see if I can get this. It won't let me get bigger than that. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. I guess it won't let me get bigger. Well, hold on a second. I might be able to do it if I just do this here. Hold on. All right, now here we go. All right, there we go. All right, so we're gonna do her face real quick, okay? So with this one, there's so many ways I can start out with this picture. I like to make my caricatures translate from a distance. That's why you won't see me draw a lot of very specific stuff at first. So with this one right here, what I can do, let me see if I can freehand that. Let me see. I'll do like this here. I'm gonna start with the head shape first on this one. Okay. So what I don't do is I don't make the mistake. Once I commit to a shape in my head that's kind of like that, I don't commit to drawing too many other lines outside of that. Okay. In other words, you can be drawing and thinking about the wrong shape while you're drawing, and then, well, then you just get what I mean. So here I'm gonna try to do this here. I don't know. I'm just gonna go here. I'm just going straight off of the emotion. I don't know where this is gonna go. I'm gonna give her. I even gave her a different eyebrow. That just happened right there. Okay. This one right here is a little bit down like this, but it kind of comes out just a bit. Let me see. Maybe I can do something like this here. But this eye over here, you really can't even see it. So I'll be like, man, like this, you know. See, I'm using real pen. Let me see here. Boom. I'm gonna have to put that in there. Okay, there we go. Just like that. Okay, then I'm gonna bring this shape down here. All right, let me see. Now let's get this hair in here. Let's see if we can nail it. Okay. So this is my bottom layer. I just decided to go with that bottom layer first. Okay. Let me see here. And then I'm gonna go with this top layer here. There's something under my paper here. What's going on here? Something is underneath here. Oh, I was like, what is that? I was like, something was underneath that. The smoothness was gone. All right, let me see here. Now I'm gonna bring this down again. I'm gonna make my shape like a giant bowl on top of her head, like this. I'm gonna jazz it up just a little bit. Okay, and then I'll just bring it like this. All right, so that's her little right. And we'll put some little eyelashes on there, right? Okay. And then you can see here, I'm just gonna color those eyebrows in, and then we'll get her a little shirt like that. I don't know. Okay. Okay. All right. And let me see here. I'll do something like that. But other than that, I feel like the picture is really tight, right? So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna put my shadows in, right? And maybe one or two of these I'll color in for you guys. I know y'all want to see me do some color, but I don't think I have my. Oh, I actually have some peaches. We got peach flowers. Okay. All right, let me see here. Okay. You know what? I'll tell you what. I can do a quick coloring job for you. I'm gonna take this peach right here. All right. Let me just load it out. And this is what I'm gonna do here. Is I use the side of my pencils when I color. So I color, I just go straight for all of my contours first. And just build my face from there. Again, guys, if you want to take classes with me, I do have classes, online classes. browserworld.com/classes. Okay, so you can see here I did most of my outline, right? Okay, now once I do that, right, and I've decided what side I want all of my lighting to kind of come from, then I can come back and I can shadow in this piece over here and make my lighting come this way toward the face. So as it gets toward this side, you'll see that everything gets much lighter, right? Okay. And then what we can do is come back with, I think I got some pink over here maybe. I got a pink here. I also got a pink lipstick here. Let me see here. What is this? Oh, say it didn't sell. It isn't. Okay. So this is what I'm gonna do here. Boom, boom. Right. Boom, boom. Right. We can even add some pink into the picture, just in little spots, right? Because it just goes with this caricature. You don't overdo it with it, right? But it can add like a really nice touch to the picture. You know what I'm saying? Now look, she went from glam to glamorous, right? And then now what we got? We got the light blue eyes, right? Or the turquoise or whatever, we can use that, right? Any color that's kind of like this one, right? So I'll just come over here, kind of color this in here. See that? Boom. And come over here, hit that over there. Boom, just like that, okay? Got all the lights in there. All right, now, we can add some shadows in here. We can add some shadows. How we can add the shadows is one or two ways. I usually at work, I'll use a Crayola, but I'm just kind of using makeshift what I got in my office right now. So let me just sharpen this pencil real quick here. It takes... All right. So I'm just going to go ahead over here and I'm going to add a little bit of shadow just in some parts where I want a little bit of darkness. And this is not too dark where it's going to, you know, distract. Now I can use the same thing here and I can go for the hair. So watch how I just go for it. Okay, so like that. There we go, right? Let me come over here. Watch this. Remember, I don't do a lot of I don't do a lot of strokes. I color my first layer is always going to represent the lighting. In other words, I represent the lighting. So I don't make little individual strokes in the hair. I want to make it overall feel like there's some light kind of shining right through here. You know what I'm saying? And we got some hair back here somewhere, right? You see? So that's a much more, and then it's easier to track your drawing like that. Okay? So there we go. We got that part. And then if we want to add any additional like details or whatever, then we can come back with maybe a darker brown. And this part right here is where I would use like strokes, right? So, but not that much. I don't even like that one right there. It's too, that's not a lot. That's not a brown I like. Yeah, this one looks better. And then I just kind of come through here with it, right? Okay. Color this in here. This in over here. All right. And then we got a red, what is this, a red shirt here? Tell you what, let's go ahead and just use this. Nah, we ain't gonna do that because then it'll go through the paper. All right. So I'm gonna get my red Prisma out. Again, my first layer will always represent my shadows. So if I'm going this way, or whatever, right? Wherever the shadows, wherever I want the light to come from. You can have multiple light sources in a picture. It doesn't matter. I just go with whichever one I feel in that picture. It's kind of like you just go with it, you know? All right, now, the last step of this I would do is I would want to come in here and add some golden, okay, to the picture. So, let me see here. Let me get some gold in here. So I got this golden. Now watch how this really just brings the picture to you. See? It adds that air of that gold color to her face. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. And then she got some gold in the glasses too. I can even outline the glasses like that if I want. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be super detailed. You know what I mean? Okay, so I think that's it for that picture right there. I don't really need to do anything else. Just a quick caricature of her, right? Let's go ahead and sign my work. All right. Okay. Again, guys, if you'd like to take classes with me, you can take classes, guys, at Rouser World. RouserWorld.com. Just go to my website. Okay, /classes. I'll write that out for you. You can book a class with me today. Also, if you want to support our Patreon page, guys, because you want to go a little bit, I want to connect with you a little bit more. You want to connect with me a little bit more on a personal level, see some behind the scenes footage, exclusive videos, things of that nature. You can go ahead and go over to patreon.com /Rouser World, and you can look us up. So again, if you don't know what Patreon is, it's our fan support page. So patreon.com /Rouser World. I keep writing Rouser World a lot, but you know how that works. Okay, so check us out, guys. Again, tips are appreciated. Check us out at Patreon. And if you want to take a class with me, you can go to rouserworld.com /classes, and you can take a class with me today. All right, guys, let's go ahead and continue what we're doing today. What time do we have? Make sure we're respectful of everyone's time. It is 10:10. Okay, so we got 9:30, 10:30, 10:45. Okay, all right. All right, so let's see here. Let's go to our next picture. All right, so our next one is going to be, okay, so we can try this guy here. Right on, Eva. Thank you. I appreciate you coming out. Don't forget, guys, if you could try to help me hit my little goal that I got down there. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much on TikTok there, man. I appreciate y'all coming out. All right, so what we got right here? All right, so we got one. We did two black and we're not going to do all of these in color, obviously, because they take so much time. So let's go ahead and go to that next one. Let's flip this page over here. I just love to draw people's faces, new challenges, right? Let me see. I might do something a little bit more ridiculous with this guy's face, right? Not too, but I'm gonna start with a profile on his face. He don't even have no glasses on, dude. We have to give him some glasses. Okay, look. So we can go down here, and we'll go down here, and look how everything again is all individual. Basic shapes. I like to make every line count. So not a lot of lines, okay? Now watch like the hair shape. Right here with this hair shape, you know what I see? I see a shape like this. I'm just going to draw it. It's like, this is just really drawing a straight line to me. You know what I'm saying? I just look at it and I look at layer 1. That's the layer in the front of his hair. And then I look at layer 2, the layer behind that layer. And then I add curls to that layer to fill it in. Okay? So you got to think, I think of my hair in layers, so this way it don't get complicated when I'm trying to break it down. You know what I mean? All haircuts are cut like that. And you got your neck shape here, just like that, right? And hey, what's going on, Mac? How are you? Okay, now we're gonna go to our brow shape here. So we got he got like a consistent brow. What's that? That means your eyebrow is consistent, right? You know what I'm saying? All right. Now we're gonna do our nose shape here. What kind of shape do I see here for this? I see really a classic teardrop shaped nose. So that's what I would do. I just concentrate on the teardrop. I don't need the rest of the nose. That's unnecessary to me. And then what I'm going to do here, boom. Okay. Like, what is that right there? Well, that is how his lip is, right? He got this lip here, then he got a lip in the back that's kind of like this. You see how they kind of overlap each other a little bit? So I like to get that guideline in the middle first. All right. And then over here, we just add our eye shape in. So we do something really kind of straight across like this with a little bit of bend underneath there. Like this. Boom. Come over here. And we'll just, something like that. All right. Come over here. Hit that. It's like that. Right. Boom. Boom. All right. Come over here. Hit those eyebrows in like this. Okay. How do you get into caricature art? Art has asked. Well, I'm gonna tell you, Art, how I got into caricature was very it was really just finding a place to draw at. Going out with your art pad, and then you just got to try it. You're not going to know everything you need to. You're not going to know everything about caricature before you start doing it. If you know what I'm saying. At some point, when I first started, I wasn't really, I learned some things over the years. Let's put it like that. I learned some things. So, just go out there, get you some paper, pen, and find out like where your friends or relatives or people are having a party, and then you just go up in there. That's how I did it, and then it just worked. I'm like Iron Man a lot of times. I'm like, I do have a plan, attack, right? You just do it. You know what I mean? But if you want to take a class with me. Browserworld.com/classes. Take a class with me. I'll explain everything to you. I'll show you how to get in, all the ins and outs. Also, join my Patreon page. You'll get to see all of the stuff that goes on at work. I'm going to be putting stuff about how I do it at work, what's going on at work. You're going to see me drawing at work. So pretty much YouTube is going to be just kind of me, the drawing of the faces from now on. I'm not going to do lessons on YouTube per se. You can draw with me, but it's not going to be like lessons. All lessons are going to be done on Patreon. So if you want to take your caricature game forward, it'll help us because you're supporting the channel, and then we're supporting you. So it's kind of like a circumvention of things going on right there, right? We can help each other, right? All right, so let's go ahead and do the shadows on this. Again, most of my caricatures rely on a combination of shadows and the line work because I like to draw with Sharpies. Sharpies don't put down obviously as thick of a line as a brush marker would, but these markers sometimes allow you to hide behind lines. You know what I mean? I like to make my thicknesses with my grays instead of the black marker. Sometimes that black marker is a little bit overwhelming. All right, so here I'm just shadowing in here, and then we'll come here with our black. So we have a crayon here, and we're going to just kind of color this in. Again, you always want to, you don't color it. You might color with a pattern, right? But when you color with the pattern, remember that you want to think about what lighting is going to be first. So here I'm going up to the top, and you can see as I go up to the top, it gets lighter. All right. Then I'll start back at the bottom again, and I'll go toward the base of the hair, and I'm still using the same curl type pattern, right, to go up, but I'm not going to go all the way to the edge. Right? And then I'll come back here, and I might go even darker at the base, and this is when I start adding curls at the end of the shape. So I might do something like this to kind of fill things in, right? Coloring the brows, right? Pretty much, man, that's it right there. All right, let's draw the shoulders on this guy. Okay, color that in. All right. And then see what time we got here. 10:19. Then we'll just come across here, add a background here. Okay. That might be his background. With, if you want to put like some buildings or whatever. I used to draw New York City on the train stations. No, I ain't never drawn on a train before. I just, but I did get into graffiti when I was a kid. That's against the law, guys. Yeah. I hear now graffiti has DNA, so they might go back and trace my graffiti drawings back to me, right? Let's see. All right, let's just do a quick little background in there. I don't want him to be in the middle of nowhere. Okay. How can I get you to draw me? Well, I do commissions as well, so if you reach out to me on, I can draw you live. Now, generally, what I do for live is if I draw live. Are you talking about live, or are you talking about you would like to order a picture? I'm talking about Ophia. I can't say that name. I'm sorry if I messed that up. Okay. Both actually. Oh, okay, cool. All right. So if you want to do it, I can do it live. Generally, what I do is if you just do it live and you want to just see me draw you, then I charge $10 to do it live, and that's just for me to draw the picture for you, just to show you, how it's done. And you can do that through Cash App, $Browser World, right? Or you can just do that. I'm not sure how the stickers or whatever convert over to that, so I'm not sure about that yet. Or you can do the super stickers on YouTube. And then if you want to ship it, then I charge you just whatever the regular menu price is. So I can ship it off to you, and then I think my regular menu price for a black and white this size would probably be about $25, plus whatever the shipping is. But if you want to go larger, then I can go larger for you and all that, because I have an 18 by 12, which is a lot bigger. Like it's almost 18 by 12 is like huge. So whichever one you want. Did I explain that well for you? I hope. I know I said a lot. All right, let's see here. Now let's go to our next picture real quick. But again, you can also reach out to me online or on any one of the messengers. Send a picture of yourself, and then we can just work from there. Okay, so sorry guys. Ooh, I just hit something right there. Okay. All right, now let's go to our next picture. Okay, so we're going to go with her. Now, this is also a 3. Wait a minute, we ain't got no glasses on this guy. Let's go back and give him some glasses. Let me see. So we can do this. Let's give him some aviators. Yeah, there you go. Now he got him on some cool aviators, right? He's chilling in the city. All right, let's do it. Okay. All right. Let's go to our next picture here. So we did her already. What time we got? 10:22. Okay, so at 10:30, we're gonna start doing our word of the day here, guys. So let me see. I guess we can do. I was looking for that one with. All right. I can try it. Why not? Let's see. Again, I have a very glamour style type of cartoon style, so I don't get too far out there. Okay, right on, Ophia. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming out today. All right. So I'm gonna put this over here to the side, and so I can have pictures of those. All right. Let's go over here to our next drawing. Okay, so with her, how would I start this here? I could start this a number of ways, but I'm gonna start with her head shape first. I'm gonna give her a small chin shape here, and a kind kind of a panty kind of a head like this, right? So I want to get the general flow of her shoulders, right? And what's going on here. Something like that, right? Okay. Now I'm gonna go over here and maybe add she might have some earrings on or something over here we can't see. So let's do that. Okay. Now we're gonna do our hair shapes. Okay. So I'm gonna do something like this. So I'm gonna do it in layers. I'm gonna see if I can tackle this big piece first. So I want a big shape here. Okay. Something like this. Okay. And then I'm going to go to my next shape, which is going to be this big shape over here. So this one's also going to, I could do this one back here first, actually. Let me see. So this is going to be a little bit shorter because we want to maintain the integrity of what we did over here, even though that's a little bit more. Yeah, okay. Then we'll come over here and we'll go down, right? Because we got this layer here in the front. Okay, so I'm always looking for the parts of the hair. Okay, so like a beautician is gonna, right? He's gonna go in there and they're gonna look for parts of the hair, right? Okay, now we're gonna go to our brow shapes. Okay, and then I'm gonna do something like this here. Okay. Something like that. All right. Let's go ahead and bring her up around here. Okay. Okay, then we're going to go to our nose. She has a button nose. So I'm going to make it really small. I'm going to taper all of her shapes down. And I want fullness. So I'm going to make a small lip but full. Okay, so I'm going to do something like this. But now I want the fullness. You see what I'm saying? So you can still do it, but you got to be thinking about tapering as you go down into the bottom. You can't draw a shape that's too big for the space that you're trying to do. You know what I mean? And then pretty much she just has okay. Let's go ahead and darken those eyes in. We'll just go ahead and do it now. All right. Okay. Sounds like a plan, right? Okay. Now let's do our shadows real quick. And this probably, guys, is going to be our last picture of the live stream. All right, we just want to get a little practice in this morning. I know you guys are at lunch, or maybe not even at lunch. Maybe you're in your office cubicle when you're supposed to be working. You watching, you sitting up here drawing cartoons. Okay, I ain't gonna tell nobody if you tip. No, I'm not. Okay, let's see. All right, so now this right here, the hair is no different to me. I'm gonna go ahead and get my big crayon out. Let's go ahead and knock this out, and then we're gonna go ahead, guys. We're going to start getting into our. We're gonna do a little word of the day with you. Okay. And what is the word of the day? Well, the word of the day is where I share a little bit of my devotional time with you. So a lot of times I use it to encourage myself and difficult times in my life, you know. We all go through stuff, and I share things I feel are good. I know are good. I've seen, I'm not going to share with you a bad drawing technique. It's not going to work out for you. Okay? So here I'm just doing something real quick. Finishing up our drawing. Don't need to do a whole lot of too many details, right? All right? Just want something that's nice, quick, easy, and we're already ready there. Right? Okay. All right. Let me see here. So we are done with that drawing. So we're gonna go ahead and give you guys a few seconds or a few minutes here. Spend the last 3 or 4 minutes. If you want to send in some work to me, maybe you've been drawing along with me, you can go to our Facebook page, and you can go ahead and send me your picture on Messenger. I'll take care of you. Again, just real quick, guys, if you want to take classes, I'm going to write this out again for you more organized. You can go to rouserworld.com/classes. You can take classes. If you want to support our page, you want to get some art lessons, you want to learn how to draw caricature, you want to be a caricature artist, you want to connect with me a little bit more, see some behind the scenes stuff, what goes on at work, what doesn't go on at work, you can go to patreon.com/rouserworld, and you can join in our fan support page. Okay, so Rouser World, excuse me. All right, and then let me see. I think I got it. And also, guys, tips are at Cash App, $, Rouser World. Okay, so that's some information for you guys just to have real quick. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start getting into our word of the day, okay, guys? So today, we forgot to add glasses. Okay, so let's add some glasses to our caricature. What kind of glasses could I see her with? I don't know, maybe some, you know what? Because she would be I could see her looking over some glasses like I'm just going to make some up. Let me see. Something like this. Boom. She got on her executive 500s. That's what we call those. Those are the executive 500s. Put a little reflection in them too, so they'll be official. All right. Okay. So I looked over here. I don't see anybody sending any drawings in. So we're going to go ahead, guys, and we're going to start going into our word of the day. I want to thank you again for coming out to the drawing or to the stream. I hope that what I did today showed you a little bit about how to draw caricatures with glasses. If you were drawing along, you can go ahead and send that work in to me. We can do some critiques and stuff. So again, just different types of glasses. I did it with different approaches, and then I even did a little color one for you, so that you could, see that one. Okay. All right. So real quick, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get my devotional out. So give me just a second here, and we're going to get started on that. Give me a moment here. Let me find. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead, guys, and again we'll get into our word of the day. Thank you so much for coming out, drawing along with me. Um, I thank God for the ability to be able to use this gift to be able to connect with other people. I thank God for this gift to be able to provide for my family. It's a super blessing. If you guys really knew my story was one of, I've been through quite a bit of things in my lifetime. Everything from drug addictions to alcoholism to man, you name it. I went through childhood issues, childhood traumas, and things that God has freed me from over the last years. He's blessed me with a wife and blessed me with my sons. If you guys don't know, I'm 52 years old, and but I have two sons. I have four children altogether. My oldest is 27 years old. Excuse me, and then my next one, my middle second baby she's 13, and then my sons are 4 years old, and the other one will be 2, or here in just a few months. So me and my wife have the 3 children here, and so this is what I do. But anyway, God just blessed me to be able to care for them by using like a gift, from that He gave me, and I don't know if you think that's a big deal or not, but again. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where there was no way out, and you couldn't see a way out, and then all of a sudden a way was made out for you. Now, and that's what God did for me. I asked Him to help me to see past my addictions, and to see past myself. And at the end of it all, I realized that most of what was holding me back my whole life, it never was anybody else. Even though things had happened to me in my life, God told me that I decided to take personal responsibility for outcomes in my life. You know what I'm saying? That I can't just keep going back and looking and blaming everybody for everything in my life that's happening to me now. Oh, I don't like this person. They did this to me 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And when we do when I was doing those type of things, I was making myself a slave to that situation. So I got tired of that. And but either way, like I said, drawing actually was born for me out of what's the word I'm looking for here? It was born out of me. It was kind of like God was handling another issue by allowing an escape through the artwork. Okay, in other words, and I'm just going to be candid. Like when I was a child, for instance, I suffered some abuse some childhood abuse and things of that nature that I went through, and so those things kind of messed me up. My house was just very disorganized, and it was a lot of physical violence, stuff like that. And so as a little kid, you really don't know how to handle that kind of stuff. So what I would do is I would sit in a corner. I would be scared all the time, but I would draw, and drawing would calm my nerves down. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't leave. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to stay there and deal with it. And so that's what drawing was. And I didn't know that God way back then was making a way out for me. And different things went on through my life. I've been going through incarcerations and all kinds of stuff like that. I've been through it all, and then funny enough, after every option was exhausted for me, even as an adult, that was just my kid story. But as an adult, a lot of the options were exhausted for me to be able to get employment, because once you've had a strike or whatever on your record, then people don't want to hire you for anything and stuff like that. And so what was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit there and, so I just, once again, God said, when I'm for you, who can be against you? And I just kept praying, God, just make a way for me. Just please, I just want to be better. And I started getting the ministry going in the church. And, he even made it if I could just share this whole story with you. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to do it on, I'm going to be doing this on Patreon. I do a lot of this on Patreon. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the word of the day. If you guys want to support me as an artist, support my family as a, artist, as a family, we are artists. You can go over to that Patreon page and then you can see that. You can support us there. So we'd appreciate it. All right. So let me go ahead and get my devotional here. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my Bible out so that we can go ahead and get started. All right. So today, our word of the day is, or our devotional time is going to be going back. Going back. Okay. If you want to look this up, you can go to the book of Acts, and it'll be Acts 15, right before Romans, right? It's Acts and Romans, right? Acts, Romans, right? Okay. So we're going to go Acts 15, chapter 38, verse 38, excuse me. Okay, so we are there. And it says, Paul did not think it wise to take him because he had deserted them in Pamphylia. Okay, so Paul basically what's happening here is Paul, the guy that's the head of the mission, decided not to take a man with him, right? Because in a prior mission, this person turned around and went back and left them high and dry. They got halfway into the trip after they had committed to them, and then he decided he wanted to go back to the way that his life was before, because he didn't want to step out into the newness of what was about to happen, what God was about to do. So let me read the story right quick. It says John Mark, which was the gentleman's name, had quit. He had quit. So Paul refused to let him join their second missionary journey. Okay. Mark wasn't the only one who had gave up. So there were several people in the group that had given up. And Paul later wrote that Demas, which was another person, because he loved this world, has deserted me. Okay. So basically, the reason that they didn't want to go forward was because they had fallen in love with the sin of the world. They wanted to be the Instagram model. They wanted to have the recording contract. They wanted to do those things, and they wanted to do it at any cost. So they loved the physical more than the spiritual. Then it says here, faced with the opportunity to journey into new and unknown territory, some refuse to go. I know I've suffered from that before. And again, guys, I'm not preaching at you. I'm sharing something that was meant for me, but it was meant for us. I'm just doing this time with you, okay? All right, so faced with the opportunity, again, to journey into a new and unknown territory, some refuse to go. They love the life they have too much to risk losing it. I can remember struggling with that, because I remember when I was a really bad drug addict and I had the alcoholism problem. I remember being able to, I felt like I could do and say and be who I really was. It felt like almost like this freedom, but that freedom I learned later on was really just a false freedom. But later, as I fast forward in life, sometimes when I get into a difficult situation, maybe I'm having a difficult time parenting, maybe finances not doing well, of course, because I'm the only one that goes out and draws the caricatures. So I'm very traditional in the way I try to take care of my family. And so as a man, the finances might get a little bit behind or whatever, and I feel like sometimes I might be out and I might want to go back to how I used to be. I might want to go back and drink that alcohol or whatever, because that was so familiar to me. And I wanted the feeling of the old life that I used to have, because right at that point I'm not really feeling good. So I'm reminiscing about when I was single and I didn't have all these responsibilities. And so I go back and I try to grab the past and bring it to my future and, in my mind. And so I can understand what they're saying here. We should not do that. It says they love the life they had too much and they don't want to risk losing it. It says, and what that's like. You too have probably spent much time and effort creating the life that you want. Once you get it, you don't want to change because change is hard work and it's uncertain. Yes. Change is hard and it is uncertain. There's so many things I know I personally had to give up in my life that were just detrimental to me and detrimental to my family. I didn't grow up with a father and all this stuff right here, so I really didn't know how to be, a dad. And and because of the things I went through in childhood, in my younger years, I became very, I was just very distrustful of people. You know what I mean? I felt like I had to do everything by myself and all that. And so that spirit of selfishness was really on me really bad. And so that began to affect my family, began to affect my children. You get what I'm saying? So, I had to give those things up. I couldn't go back. I didn't have that choice. And even though the change was hard and it was uncertain, I walked through it anyway, with God's help. And he allowed me to see that really, a lot of times when you want something really bad, if you go back and you see it and you really think about why you want it, you'll see how easy it is to really put it down because you really don't want what you're asking for. You just think you want that. This is the idea of it. It's always better in your head than it is in real life, But in the end here it says the sad story of Demas gives clear insight. His affections hadn't changed. So at the end of the day, my behavior indicates whether I have changed or not. It says here, his affections hadn't changed at the end of the day. I can look at what I'm doing in my life. If I'm still drinking and smoking and partying and doing all that, if I'm still, doing the same old thing, then it's clear, even though you can be going to church every day and praying and all that, but it could be your affections haven't changed. You still love it because you won't let it go. So it's still ruling over your life. It says he never stopped loving this present world with its comforts. He loved the world more than he loved the Lord, more than God's will for his life and his calling to Christ. Okay? What he loved drove his behavior and led him to resist change. What you love, what I love, where I place my love at, is going to fight me every time I want to go a different direction. So you might have good intentions I might have good intentions to be a better father. I might have good intentions to be a better husband. But if I can't control my mouth, what I say to my wife or what I say to my kids, if I can't control alcoholism and drinking and stuff, I can't control my pornography addictions. If I can't say no to those things, this is where my loyalty lies. And I really believe more in it than I believe in God because I keep going back to it. But today, we don't have to. I don't have to let that thing continue to rule over me. Today, I can ask God to come in and I can ask him to, first of all, forgive me for what I have done and how I have acted. And for not being respectful, to him. And I can ask him to come in because he's always ready to come in. He always is ready to do and make changes to our hearts. But what he needs from us is our yes and amen. And we can't give a yes and amen if we keep going back. So at the end here, it asks me, what do I love the most? Do I love the things of the world? Or do I love God, and do I love him enough to trust him that he knows what's best for me? So that's our word of the day, guys. Going back. No going back, right? I hope that you guys enjoyed the live stream today. I know I certainly did. I'll be doing another live stream again on Saturday. Again, guys, don't forget to go over and have a look. See, I don't even know I'm always constantly taking this page from over here. Hold on. What did I do with it? Hold on. Okay, here. Don't forget, guys, to go over and check out our classes. If you'd like to take classes with me, you can take classes at rouserworld.com/classes, where you can learn a little more about caricature. If you want to support me as an artist, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Again, on Patreon, I share my story a little bit more. I share some things that I'm doing with my children, things that I'm teaching them. I share artwork. I share. I love music, so I play. I have some music on there. I have some things that I've learned, just life lessons that I've learned. So I've got all kinds of things there that I put there for those that want to sow into someone else. You know what I'm saying? So sow into our ministry, because so many people go there. So many of our subscribers and stuff go there to receive, and so we want to thank you so much if you want to sow into that. Also, guys, tips are appreciated. If you want to bless us today for your art lesson, Cash App, $RouserWorld. Okay? So, guys, thank you so much for watching. You guys have a blessed and awesome day, and I'll see you guys next time. All right. TikTok. What's going on, guys? I am going to be ending the live stream. Hey, what's going on? How are you, Indian Watts? What's going on? How are you today? What's going on, man? I didn't expect to see you here today, but man, such a pleasure, man. How have you been? Working hard? Okay. Don't forget, guys, stickers were appreciated. If you guys some stickers, some tips, all that stuff. Just hanging out and working. Okay, man. Awesome, man. Awesome, Indian Watch. Well, man, you have a blessed evening, my friend. Everybody here have a blessed evening. And I'll get with you guys later.